Okay, so this 110 is back again with the 300 TDI. If you can remember, we did the lift pump, that wasn't working, and we did the injector pump because that was leaking. But the customer stated that it was making a squeaking. Well, I'm not sure about that, it never squeaked when I had it, but anyway, he had it towed all the way from Trois-Rivières down to here. And when I was doing some work out the back there, I had this started for 3 hours. And well, you listen. Sounds pretty good to me. I can't hear any squeaking. Nice and responsive, but where's the squeak? Let me turn this off. So when he got home, I said, well, it might be the tensioner, which is this thing here. You can't really see it, but you all know what one is, the belt tensioner for the serpentine belt. They're notorious for chirping and screeching. So I said, well, look, just to eliminate what it is, squirt it with some WD-40 and see if the chirping goes. Because what's happening is, as the roller's going under the belt, one's crossing one way and one's crossing the other, and that's why the screech, because the tensioner's worn out. Now, for your viewing pleasure, I actually have one here, stripped down, and why? It's not really possible to rebuild them or do anything, because you can't get the parts. So, why can't you take it apart in the first place? Well, you see they're on a spline here, and they're on a spline here. Now, when they're fresh from the factory, when you push these parts together, this is just machined out, so when it pushes into here, it's a nice tight fit. The problem with splines into aluminium, when you push them in twice, they get a little bit loose. So what we've got here, what's inside it is a big boingy, like a clock spring. And then you've got sort of a bushing here that goes round this shaft like that. Okay, let me see if I can get that into place. Right, so that goes like that. Easy, isn't it? Then this piece, the little cutout here, goes on the dog here, the little leg there. So that goes onto there. Is it going to go on? Yes. Okay, then you've got that bit. This is like a plasticky type stuff. I don't really know what it is, but and then you've got a springy thing. Oh, between that piece and that piece, you've got this. Well, let's take it apart again. So between that piece and that piece, you've got this plasticky thing. Then you've got the bit that goes like that. And then you've got this wavy washer, wavy davy. I think this is part of it, I'm not really sure, it was in the box, but I took this apart ages ago. I was going to do a video on it. But then you've got to compress them all together and put this on, but at the same time you've got to hook this piece here on the side of this piece here. You see this bit here? So that piece has to be tensioned against here. Now it's funny enough that they're the same tensioner for both left and right, except the springs on the other way around. So one tensions one way, that's why it's got a block here and a block there. So like I say, once you take them apart, there's nothing you can do with them, and when you put them together, there's a chance you could crack the aluminium. They are very difficult to get apart without cracking, because you would think you'd just push on here to get it out. Well, you've got a good chance of breaking it. I've broke one or two trying to get them out, and I just give up with them now. But I took one apart just to show you. But there's no, you really need to pull them apart rather than push them apart. So I don't know. There's not much to them. But like I say, if that little plastic thing's gone there, or the bushing's gone, what'll happen is this will tip. So the roller here will just go at an angle to your belt, and that causes the chirping. But this one seems to be okay. So where's the noise coming from? You'll see.